Race number 4 then is a Class 4 contest. 1200 metres is the trip. And one very interesting debutant as well amongst the field of 12. Supreme Patrol heads them though, first time into Class 4. Hero Time first up. It's a 2-time course and distance winner in the past. Taking You Further on his last start. That was course and distance back in May. Lightning Treasure did the same thing. That was in July. Smart of Youth is the debutant. Danny Shum and Zach Purton off the inside gate. Cheeky B has his first start for Tony Miller. Down to Planet Nakoni. Course and distance for the first time. He gets up in trip on Wednesday night. Taking You Further, Thou Shalt Sing, Shamport and Trust Me are the horses that have been up at Chung Fa within the last 30 days.
There's quite a few horses in this race that can go early, including the debutant, Smart of Youth. Led all the way in his most recent trial. Taking You Further, we know Grand Harbour. Planet Nakoni's a horse that's got some pace. Thou Shalt Sing. It'll be interesting to see how Smart of Youth measures up with those other 4 I mentioned in that first 50 to 100 metres. If he can overpower them early, he can probably put himself into a really nice spot. Be interesting the first couple of hundred.
Yeah, we'll be Taking You Further. Look, he looked good at the back end of last season. He had a win, and he's got a low draw. He's going well. He's under a good hold, so I think he's a really good chance in this race. Is Taking You Further. He looks good and well prepared for this. Thou Shalt Sing. Now, his win came over 1,000, but he has run well over 1,200 before. The hood comes off, tongue tie on, and he's another one with a low draw that should get a nice run, and he's quite forward. Chris So's got him going quite nicely here. And the last one we're going to have a look at is the Smart of Youth. That's the one in the blue colours there. Tongue tie guy on debut. He's only a little nipper here. He's 980 pounds. He's had 2 trials here. He was slow away in both, but then mustered that speed. So from barrier 1, he won't want to be too slow away.
All right, we'll hear from Zach Purton. He'll tell exactly what the tactics are. But this is the first leg of the TT. 16.4. It went off last week. There was 16.4 left, which means an estimated dividend in the region of $28 million. We'll do our very best to help you out here and point you in the right direction of some of the main chances. Starting off with Taking You Further, won on his final start. This is his 4th start last season, and he won it.
Well, if you can get that TT, it probably will be taking you further than you've been recently. No, a definite inclusion, I would have thought, based on the fact that he's got pace, he's got a good draw, and he was a winner at the end of last season. Whether he can win this race, I think there are other chances, but he's a definite inclusion.
Yeah, I've ended up with him on top. I just thought he's improved from that run as well. I've liked his track work this season, and from barrier 4, he should be right on the pace, so I'll give him a chance.
All right, another horse that signed off last season with a win was Lightning Treasure. This was back at the final meeting, in actual fact, back in July.
Yeah, Ricky, you sort of struggled mid-season to get him going consistently. There was one good run, a few bad ones, and then towards the end of the term, a second, a third, and then he got a win when he came back to the Valley. So he's got a liking for the surface at Happy Valley. He needs to step well. Sometimes he can sort of be a little bit awkward from the gates, but another one to certainly consider.
Yeah, no, definitely. Interesting, this horse, because by Swiss. I've always wondered if they'd try him on the all-weather, but they haven't yet. But look, he runs well at Happy Valley.
His recent trial on the all-weather was behind Megatron and Simple Elegant, who've both come out and won. So that looks and reads quite well. Hero Time, back at the trials here, in actual fact, on the dirt also.
I'm going to make this the long shot. He's a 2-time winner course and distance, 2-time winner in the class. He got back down into this grade at the end of last season, and he had some really nice form behind reliable team. This is class, both really nice horses going well at the time, getting back and closing off. Now, 10 here, first up, a lot of pace in the race. I think Neil will just sit back and hope they go crazy and search for a run when they turn for home. And I think he's a chance of maybe closing in at a decent price.
Yeah, look, he did well at the back end of last season. He had excuses last time against the judge. He didn't get the clearest of runs. And you'll be backing Neil Cullen, the Jockey Challenge.
Yeah, I think Neil's got some nice rides there. And that was 16.50, that run Paul referred to. So there's some residual fitness that'll carry through going into this season for me.
Yep, 7 rides for Neil on the Wednesday night. Some good each-way shouts as well. One more horse to talk about, and that is the debutant Smart of Youth with jockey Zach Purton.
Zach Smart of Youth has his first start on Wednesday night. You rode him in a recent trial, also a gallop down the back straight here at Sha Tin. What sort of impression has he given you?
Yeah, he's a pretty laid-back customer. He seems to take everything in his stride, and nothing seems to faze him, which I hope is going to be a good thing going to Happy Valley for the first time. It's never easy for a young horse, but I feel he's probably got the right character to be able to deal with it.
In that trial, he went forward. Is that the way you'd like to ride him on race night?
You know, it's always nice if you've got a horse that can show a little bit of speed, but I don't really know where he's going to be in the run. I haven't looked at the field yet, but I'll just work it out when he jumps, and I'll let him tell me where he wants to be.
But as far as that trial goes, were you happy with the way that he felt his action, all of those sort of things?
Yeah, he's on a familiar track for him. He goes around there every morning, so he knew where he was going. He cruised around, he enjoyed himself.
Very interesting inclusion, Smart of Youth, and he has come up as our favourite at this very early stage.
He wasn't absolutely bursting with confidence there, Zach Purton, Paul.
You might have heard that before once or twice, but no, the horse has obviously got chances in the race. I haven't got him on top, but I have got him on a place line, Smart of Youth on debut. I like taking you further. I think he's improved since the end of season run, and the penny's really dropped for this horse. He's only had the 4 starts. Thou Shall Sing will be right on the pace. I think he can run well. Then the first start of Smarter Youth, and if they do go too quick in front, trust me, he's got a good finish on him, and I think he can finish off for 4th. So 3, 6, 7, 11.
Yeah, I'm going to go here with Hero Time as my value runner for the night. I think, for the reasons I mentioned before, nice form at the end of last season, some residual fitness carrying through, and a nice situation first up, a race where there probably will be some pace, unless Smart of Youth is just way too quick for the others early and can dictate. I think there'll be some scrambling early, and Hero Time will sit back and appreciate that and potentially come with a run late. So each way number 2. 6 Thou Shall Sing can posse up on the back of the speed. He is a horse that goes well fresh. Smart of Youth, the X factor in the race, no doubt, and taking you further. 2, 6, 7, 3.
Yeah, Smarter Youth might just be too good and just win. Cheeky B would be the one that I'd throw up at odds as well. So I think between us, we've got 6 numbers there for the first leg of the T2.
Paul mentioned Trust Me. He won a trial as well for Joe Moreira recently too. So, yes, you might need to go a little wider in that first leg.
All right, that is race number 4.